Okay, so we're back and ready to really get into Coded Hearts.
Yeah, this should be a good one.
Specifically, Chapter 6.
Ooh, the gala.
Yep, the Annual Tech Industry Gala. So if you haven't read it yet,
Spoilers.
yeah, there might be some light spoilers, but,
Mm.
it's a big event, right?
Huge.
Huge event for the tech world. And so much is happening at the same time. We see Alex and Marcus kind of navigating this world, right? They have to keep up appearances. They have to, do all the things you have to do at these big industry events. But then they're also dealing with this huge attraction to each other.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, right? Because Blackwood sets it up perfectly. You have this backdrop of the gala, which is all about, glitz and glamour, networking, deal making, and then underneath it all, you have these two characters who are supposed to be rivals.
Right, rivals.
But they're secretly like super into each other.
And you know what's wild? They're both playing these roles, right?
Mm.
Like Alex, she's the ice queen.
Mm-hmm.
And Marcus, he's got this corporate raider persona. But we, as readers, we get to see the cracks in that facade.
Right.
And it's so, like, human, They're trying to be these powerful figures, but they're also just people with real feelings and desires.
Totally. And you know what I love about Chapter 6? It really highlights how these events, these galas, they're not just parties. They're like battlegrounds.
Oh, for sure.
They're places where power dynamics play out. Everyone's there to see and be seen, to make connections, to, size up the competition.
And the media is there, too.
Oh, yeah, like vultures.
Waiting to pounce on any little slip-up.
Exactly. And that adds this whole other layer of tension to the story, right?
Yeah.
Because Alex and Marcus, they know they're being watched. They can't let their guard down for a second.
Yeah.
Otherwise, their secret could be exposed.
Imagine, like, you're trying to negotiate a deal, but you're also trying to hide this intense, passionate relationship with your rival.
Yeah, talk about high stakes.
It's like every conversation has a double meaning. Every glance is loaded.
It's so well done. Blackwood really captures that feeling of being caught between two worlds.
So I got to ask, how do they even manage to communicate at this gala? Like, they can't just, whisper sweet nothings to each other over the canopies.
Right. Well, this is where their tech savvy comes in. Remember, they connected through this anonymous messaging app.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So they basically use their phones to have these, like, coded conversations right in the middle of the event. Like, no one would even suspect.
Wow.
Right. It's like their own secret language. And it's so intimate, because even though they're surrounded by all these people, they're still able to connect on this deeper level.
It's almost like a rebellion, too, right? Like, they're defying all these societal expectations and professional boundaries by just, like, being themselves with each other.
It definitely adds a thrill to the story, I think.
Yeah.
And it makes you think about all the different ways that people can communicate, even when they can't be open about their feelings.
Okay, so I think we need to talk about the media for a second.
Yeah.
Because they play such a big role in this chapter, right?
Huge.
They're constantly speculating about Alex and Marcus, about their companies, about potential partnerships.
Right. And it's interesting because, the media, they don't always get it right, but they still have this power to shape public perception.
And to influence people's decisions, maybe.
Oh, absolutely. Like, imagine if some juicy rumor about Alex and Marcus started circulating. It could affect their stock prices, their partnerships, even their personal lives.
That's intense.
It is. And it just shows how important it is to be aware of how our actions are being perceived, especially when we're in the public eye.
So there's this one scene in Chapter 6 that I really want to talk about. It's the part where Alex and Marcus are, like, standing on opposite sides of the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're both trying to keep up appearances.
Sure.
But then there's this moment where their eyes meet and you can just feel the tension.
Oh, yeah, that scene. It's electric.
Like, everything else just fades away and it's just them.
It's like all the pressure, all the facades, it just melts away for a second, and you see the raw emotion between them. It's beautiful.
And scary at the same time, right? Because you know that this connection, it could ruin everything they've worked for.
Totally. It's like a ticking time bomb.
And I think that's what makes Chapter 6 so compelling. It leaves you wanting more. You need to know what happens next. What are they going to do? How are they going to handle this?
Yeah, and it's not just about their romantic relationship, right? It's also about their professional ambitions. How are they going to navigate their rivalry while also dealing with these intense feelings?
It's a recipe for disaster,
Yeah.
right? But also, like, the most amazing kind of disaster.
Exactly. It's like, it's going to be messy, but you can't look away. And for those listening who haven't yet experienced this roller coaster, you can pick up Coded Hearts on Amazon. And as you read on, consider how these public and private selves that we all have, how they collide and how we navigate these sometimes very different versions of ourselves. See you next time.
See you next time.